How's it going, peeps? Hope you're all having terrific Tuesdays. We chillin', we vibin'. Been spending the last, better part of 2 hours just doing some editing, putting together a video. Basically, my response to Asmongold's response to the allegations against Blizzard, as recently filed by the state of California. Sad stuff. I was gonna react to this video today by Mad Season Show, No King Rules Forever, and within the hour of my working on my editing, lo and behold, Asmongold reacted to such a video. I had saved this last night. I said this is something that you can watch tomorrow as like a reaction stream that you can then cut into a VOD for YouTube, and he's already there. So I'm thinking, do I react to the original video or do I do a reactception? I feel like maybe it's not the case with every one of those streamers that you like and you want to emulate, but I think a lot of them would appreciate the fact that you want to promote their work, even though maybe you don't have much to offer in the way of promotion. You just kind of want to be like a glorified commenter, if you will. Let's watch this and see why Mad Season Show is quitting WoW. Because I feel like his reasons are similar to mine. And it's interesting how I decided to just move on. I'm like, you know what? I have some time left, but I'm bored. I'm not having fun with it. I thought I was going to be like, wow, this is just like when I was a kid, and it's not like that at all. And I obviously was chasing a fantasy that only exists in my head in terms of how I would feel about it because I was a kid. And so now that I'm an adult and life is harder, I can't enjoy the game the way that I used to. So there's no point. Let's play games like SWTOR. Let's play games like Final Fantasy XIV. That's kind of where my head is at. I feel like he's probably in a similar space. Let's find out. Via Asmongold, I guess. Why not?
We're about to
I like this guy. What can I say?
is made before the recent investigation of harassment and discrimination of female employees at Blizzard Entertainment. A little clarification for the doubting Andes. Obviously, it's covered up a little bit by my text. My support goes out to all those affected, but it's not the reason why I'm moving on. Just wanted to make clear that's the first thing many people are going to be thinking.
Hey guys, what's up? Mad Season here, back with another video for you.
Yo, what up?
We got a pretty big one today, I'll tell you what. I'm quitting World of Warcraft, and no, you can't have my stuff. Yeah, that's about it though. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my Patreon.
Yeah,
Follow
right.
Shadow Legends and also Ridge One.
Hilarious.
Like the video if you liked it, and I'm seeing you in the next
Bye,
one.
Felicia.
It is what it is.
We'll do an actual video. This isn't the last World of Warcraft video that you'll see. I do have one more planned after this, simply due to the fact that I don't want this one to be my last. But honestly, I'm not even sure where to start here. I guess from the beginning would be the most logical step. In March of 2005, Mom Season Show drove me to the video game store.
Yeah.
All of my friends were quitting another game I played, Star Wars Galaxies, for this new
I played Star Wars Galaxies before WoW for a very short period. It was very complex, and I was very simple-minded. But I was like, oh, I could play as a bounty hunter. I could have my own house. Oh my god, you guys. Man. Oh, I just got goosebumps from a nostalgia rush.
MMO that took the world by storm.
Wow.
World of Warcraft. Alright,
Yeah.
Imagine
check
that.
it out. I said to myself,
Oh, this game,
sounds
though.
like it could be pretty decent.
I remember the shelf at Best Buy having the Star Wars Galaxies box underneath it. It's actually blowing my mind a little bit. I like it.
The
Yeah.
graphics are kind of awful. I don't see how it could be so popular.
They were really good back then, okay? The graphics in WoW were really
For then,
good back then.
they were good.
Let's mess around with it. Fast forward 16 years later, here I am. I've played the game pretty consistently over
Played
the
Zelda
years.
2.
Yes, even all of the Warlords of Draenor expansion. People ask me all the time what my favorite expansion is, and the true answer is the Warlords of Draenor, because it was so bad and I got so bored that I started up this very YouTube channel as a way to keep myself occupied, because playing with myself in my garrison sure as hell wasn't enough for me or the other 7 people who played it through its entirety.
Look,
Now, that's the big thing that is going to be the differentiating factor for me and people like Asmongold also. sorry, I guess we don't relate. But what I'm saying is that I differentiate from Mad Season Show and him in that I only played up to TBC. And then I returned because I was going to try TBC, and I'm just like disinterested. It's like you've seen it all, it's all there, it's all accounted for, well noted and documented, and whatever. I'd rather just do something else.
All we did in WoW was talk about politics and run circles in the garrison. In WoD, I mean. That's all we did.
I did try it in the context of retail in the last like year, just like exploring Warlords of Draenor timeline and doing it in like a BFA fashion, I guess. I don't know if that's the same experience at all though.
That's the whole thing.
But one thing led to another, and about 6 years after that, here I stand with a YouTube channel that's grown far bigger than I could have ever hoped or imagined for.
You
I
just popped
suppose
off.
that this is the case for a lot of channels. I imagine it's pretty
That's
common
cool.
to dick around with videos here and there,
Yeah.
expecting nothing more than your own amusement, but somehow, some way, things sort of spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
The channel is now a responsibility. Hey, wait a second. I didn't sign up for this crap.
Yeah, fuck this
Quick,
responsibility
everyone
stuff.
unsubscribe. It is, though. It's a responsibility, and I've been very vocal over my time on YouTube about being, well, vocal.
Fucking Blizzard! Shit!
And that's what we're doing today. We're going to be pretty vocal. As always, I do
That's
wanna
what- that
preface
was the
entire
McConnell
video
one.
with my usual spiel of it's all my opinion. They're
Oh
like
my
buttholes.
God.
Everyone has one. World of Warcraft is a good precursor to politics, I feel. Even people trying out other MMOs stirs the pot of controversy.
It's
I feel
true.
like I need a PR agent to proof watch this video, lest I offend anyone with my
Aw.
brazen taste in gaming.
Oh, you will.
Paid character progression in services has ruined World of Warcraft.
You stupid shit! With me!
Consider this video a form of that survey that you guys give people when they unsubscribe, because admittedly
Right.
mine was less than constructive. So let's
Smart.
strap on our big boy underwear and handle this like grown neckbeards, shall we?
I kind of did the same thing when I hit my cancel. They're like, "Why are you leaving?" And I'm like, "'Cause you guys don't care."
You
Okay.
guys are about to make me bust out the spray bottle on your asses. No. Bad neckbeards. Bad.
The art.
No. There are
Look at
ultimately
those
three
faces.
reasons why I'm moving on, and I'll explain them, but I'll go in an order of what I think you'll find the most interesting.
Okay.
Starting with the fact that I just simply don't find it worth my time nor money.
Wow.
So I'm moving on. It's
True.
something I've
That's
done before.
crazy.
I didn't enjoy the Battle for Azeroth, so I quit about halfway through the Battle for Azeroth when
Yep.
Classic came out. In fact, I've expressed this several times that if Classic were not out, I probably would have quit World of Warcraft a long time ago. And
Mad
Yeah.
Season went so hard on classic WoW, man. Like, he really did. I remember he went, like, for Grand Marshal, and then they brought out this Dark Portal. I actually talked with Mad Season in DMs about this Dark Portal thing whenever he was bringing out the video, and I was so glad that Mad Season brought out the video about the Dark Portal, because I'm like, everybody in the WoW community fucking hates me, right? People are like, oh, it's fucking Asmongold. It doesn't really count if Asmongold says something, because he's an asshole. But
That's mean. I don't agree with that sentiment. I disagree on some things you say, but most of the time, I think you're very on point, my friend.
whenever Mad Season made the video saying that the boost was bad, I was like, thank God. Like, now there's somebody I can be like, see, I'm not the only one. He's saying it, not me. I was
Right.
so happy whenever he did that.
reason for that is probably something you guessed by now if you've paid attention to my previous videos.
It's game breaking. The fact that they have this way to circumvent the whole black market botting thing in the context of retail via a WoW token and turn the game into a pay to win because you're basically just adding a step to get gold in a legal manner and then permitting people to just like sell boosting as a service in game.
Yeah.
And it's mainly
It's insane.
microtransactions.
True.
There are a lot of other reasons, but the primary one is the cash shop. I know to
Yeah.
any
disgusting.
longtime subscribers, I'll sound like a broken record here, but
Yeah.
current World of Warcraft I don't find to be worth my time because time isn't the most effective way to progress your character.
No.
Money is.
Yeah.
Since the release of the WoW token and the inception of carry runs, you can now buy anything officially
I don't
from
have.
Blizzard through the in-game.
It's pay to win. That's it. It's pay to win.
And I have no money.
You pay, like Final Fantasy has store mounts, and I don't like that. Final Fantasy has boosts, and I don't like that either. I think that's dog shit. But WoW has unlimited amounts of money that you can inject into the game that will then get you an item, get you gold to buy any other item that you want, any carry that you want. The WoW tokens have had the worst lasting effect on the game, more than store mounts, more than faction transfers, probably more than faction transfers. They have completely cheapened every accomplishment in the game, especially with the way that people play it nowadays.
Cash shop. Just because you don't see
Swiper,
high-level
no
mythic
swiping.
keystone clears or arena carries or
Yeah.
heroic or mythic raid bosses doesn't mean they're not there. Don't get
True.
confused, they are there. These carry runs are officially sanctioned by Blizzard.
Absolutely.
In the game, you can pay real-life money for an in-game service.
And that's completely fucking fine. The problem is that whenever you can pay real money for in-game money,
Because there's an unequal wealth system that exists in the world. So us broke folk don't get to enjoy the game at the same level as others because we're not as privileged. Though I do have some privilege.
and then take the end-game money and pay for this service. That's the fucking problem.
It's
not
really
that people are
brutal.
buying carries, is that people are buying the gold that they buy the carries with real money.
That's
Right.
against the rules, as it compromises its
Not a fan.
integrity. However, in the game, you can pay real-life money for gold, and then use that gold to pay for in-game services, and that isn't against the rules. Come on down! You're the next contestant on The Price is Bullshit.
There
It
you
still
go.
completely
Absolutely.
compromises its integrity, but Blizzard now profits off of it, so
It's
don't
okay.
worry about that too much.
Yeah.
If they were to announce tomorrow that in the cash shop you can now just buy raid clears, you can now just
Yeah.
straight up buy gear,
Just make it
Mythic
easier.
plus 15 clears,
Just make it easier for the
people would
players.
flip an absolute lid. But because there's this one extra step, it's
They-
obfuscated enough to be deemed acceptable. But the truth
They think it's okay. They're like, oh, well, somebody else buys the storm out. Somebody else is buying it. Wait, it's not, I'm not just buying it with gold. As if, like, you just invest, like, what is this, like Chuck E. Cheese? You take your Chuck E. Cheese tokens and you put them in there and they give you real money. That's not how it works.
is, ever since
I love
the
Chuck
token's
E. Cheese,
inception,
though.
these have all been purchasable with real money, completely in the clear of the terms of service, and
At least when you walk into a Chuck E. Cheese, you know what you're getting. You didn't expect WoW to turn into Chuck E. Cheese.
many people are doing it, which is why you see so many of them. Instead of banning
Yeah.
cheaters, Blizzard now just profits off of them. And because of that, I feel like real money has too much of an influence.
Got something that might interest you.
What's that? Oh, no.
For example,
Oh my
the
God,
legendary
Bobby.
System, those base pieces are pretty expensive. You could go
True.
mining or herbing,
Very
do
true.
some crafting, and farm up enough gold to get
Yeah.
them, sure. But you can also just click a button 3 or 4 times and get it instantly. Being able to say that I earned this thing that's only attainable through an investment of time is so important in games with character progression.
Absolutely.
And when that line is crossed where time isn't the only path to get something, the experience as a whole is made less because,
it doesn't matter.
surprisingly, there's no accomplishment through swiping a credit card.
Swiper no swiping. Swiper no swiping. Swiper no swiping. You're too late. You'll never find it now.
And yeah,
Oh,
granted,
no.
there will always be people who'll find a way to do it. Who'll
I'm
go
Fuck,
so
man.
glad that that's what people are calling it, man. Yeah, that's what people are calling it. Swipe or no swiping. I really hope that continues. That's so great. I
It is a very funny trend.
love it.
through a third-party website, which are really hard to find, by the way, because Blizzard does a really good job of keeping
Yeah.
their game clean, as evidenced by their group finder,
Mhm.
still to this day being infested with advertisements, but I digress. There will always be people who go through these sites and get by a ban, but the issue is if the people running the game cut themselves on the profit, it of course causes more people to do it, right? No longer do people have to go through these shady-ass third-party websites where possibly your card number gets stolen, possibly your account gets banned, or more than possibly your personal information gets stolen.
Absolutely.
Of course, if you're able to buy currency through a secured, instant, guaranteed, and officially advertised and supported service, people are going to be doing it now more than ever before.
Absolutely.
The big thing is what made this come about and brought it to fruition was the black market came about very quickly, where people were just selling gold. There was a story I remember reading about a Korean gold farmer, I think, who stayed up for like 48 hours straight and like passed away. I think from just like malnourishment or something like that. He was just like so committed to his work of farming for gold. And I don't know if that story was true or whatever, but I heard about it. I don't know how old I was. I don't know if it's a true story or not. Regardless, selling gold became a thing very quickly, and it was only a matter of time before Blizzard didn't try to seek out ways to deter real money trading, but rather to find opportunity to seize profits from that. And so this is what happened. This was their solution. And of course, people who have money don't oppose.
Absolutely.
Plus, I just think that a failure in enforcement
It compromises the integrity of the game, the fulfillment of the achievement, as they're saying.
enforcing your own rules doesn't warrant cutting yourself in on the profits and contributing to the destruction of your own game. The line has been crossed.
Yeah.
And for me, it's no longer a game. To me, it's now a scheme to separate me from my money by dangling instant progression and services in front of my face.
True.
And you now disadvantage yourself against other people if
This is... Damn, bro.
Whoops.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I never seen this one before. This is a good one, dude. So yeah, it's just sad. It's a service, not a game. Yeah, you don't own anything anymore. You don't own shit
There are a lot of shooters that operate in this way and make you feel this way.
anymore. It's you just pay to rent the game. You pay
Yep.
for the service. You don't own a goddamn motherfucking thing. That's so annoying.
ignore
Free
it
user.
and
Pay
refuse to cough up the
$25
extra
or
dough.
$15
If
a
I
month.
just play it as a game,
It's free.
I feel like I'm disadvantaged.
Yeah.
Again, this is me. I'm not telling you how you should think about it. This is what I feel whenever I played Current, and it's gotten to the point to where the game itself has to be so over the top, exceptionally good for me to look past it. And although
Right.
I do think Shadowlands is an improvement over BFA,
It is.
it's nowhere near close enough. Like, there's very little that you can't buy with real money in the game at this point. You can buy
Actually, yeah, that's a good question. What can you not buy with real money? Through WoW tokens. Rank 1? Okay. So, rank 1, friends?
Everything else is just like what I described as like a Facebook game. At least when I was active on Facebook many years ago. I do have a Facebook page if you want to check it out, but I do need to post on it more. I've been off it recently, but Facebook had these games like Farmville and stuff like that where you could play them, but only to a certain point, and then it would lock you out and say, come back in X amount of hours, days, weeks. And it feels like a lot of the content within Shadowlands and moving forward will be like that, where there is a gate that you're constantly met with that you can only surpass through money. And I don't abide by that as a rule of thumb for the gaming industry. I don't think that should become the status quo.
That sounds like somebody doesn't have enough money. Mount drops, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. A good
Me,
game
not
experience.
enough money.
I don't know about that. Family, true. What if you got like a mail
levels,
order bride?
you can buy currency, you can buy gear, you can buy raid progression. Paid progression is bad enough for any
Yeah.
genre, but it's absolutely terrible for RPGs, a
Right.
genre that's centered around character progression.
It was.
So,
Now
due
it's
to
on
that and
seasons.
the many other issues that the game has, I quit, and the only reason I stuck with Classic is because it was promised to be a re-release of the game in a state before it was bastardized beyond redemption, and they
See, well, we say classic, but classic Burning Crusade? I mean, these are two different things. I mean, because you have classic, and because you add the Burning Crusade, and now everything's completely different.
of the game in a state before it was bastardized beyond redemption, and they flat out lied about it. As proven
True.
with the character boost. I
Yep.
felt like this was such a betrayal to the Classic community.
True.
Oops.
It's over, bitch.
Oh.
Jesus.
And I'm not alone in this. What you're looking at is an unedited
For those who haven't seen Game of Thrones, spoiler alert.
capture of the comment section of one of their Burning Crusade videos. Don't believe me? Just
Yep.
go check it out for yourself. This is what Blizzard has done to the Classic community. Just an ongoing stream of people tired of the BS, people tired of the lies, and
Right.
people tired of the greed. And can you blame them? I
Yeah.
have zero trust in them to put gameplay first, as they so claim, so I'm quitting. We now have leaks of the WoW token in the cash shop, which Blizzard has said.
Oh,
nothing-
bro, they're gonna put that shit 100% on Wrath, man. Like, there's no way they're not going to, because there's so much gold.
The reason I'm for it, even though I hate it, is because without it, you're still living the same problem, except it's all being done by black market and people are being, frauded by giving their personal information out to all these sketchy websites and shit like that. That's the important part, is just like, let these rich idiots, like, at least be protected so that they're not being compromised constantly every day. That's just the obligation I think ActaBliz has to their customer, or what's left of them. But obviously I hate it, which is why I'm quitting, is because I just don't like it, period. They should just not permit that, and they should have an effective strategy for dealing with the botting and dealing with people who try to make a business out of a video game. Because the extent of that video game as a business should be the developer to the consumer in the form of content. You sell us the game, we buy the game, we play the game, and then when you've got more game, we'll buy more game. Right? Isn't that how it used to be?
Gold buying in BC.
Now you're just a game that I used to know. Just a game that I used to know.
Because you actually can buy gear directly in BC. Like
Mhm.
100, man. Like, I am not doubting that for a second. Like, I boost to level 78 and a half, and you have rested experience to 80.
Right.
And you get the Time Lost Proto-Drake. I don't know, right? But, like, what I'm saying is they're already talking about Classic Wrath. Yeah, exactly. It's nuts, dude. Wrath will die faster than TBC. Bro, Wrath will be over in a week. I'm not kidding. Wrath will literally be over in a week. Nobody will be playing it after a month.
Thing about, which should tell you all that you need to know. I mean, come on. It's the very definition of this meme.
It isn't actually coming to Classic though, right?
If something is data
Right.
mined and the forums are filled with thread after thread asking,
Yeah.
this isn't actually coming to the game, right, Blizzard? Right? And it's met with deafening silence.
Actually,
That's-
so yeah, they never did say that, did they? Because people were wondering, and they never gave an actual answer. I never thought about that. Yeah, I actually never thought about that. Holy shit.
I mean, technically they
wonder
don't owe
why.
us an answer,
That's
right? But I mean,
crazy.
what are they
I'm
gonna
I'm
say?
seeing a lot of Pepe laughs in chat. Isn't that an interesting little quinky dink?
That's all I need to know. Even if it doesn't come out. That's the thing with trust.
Yeah.
It's hard to gain and easy to lose. And if you lose it, the player feels like their time spent isn't worthwhile.
True.
For example, unlocking your epic flying, or getting all of this awesome crafted
Yeah.
gear, or having
Right.
a big nest egg of gold.
Yeah.
It all has this black cloud hanging above, and that's telling me this is a waste of time
True.
because it's likely that eventually People are just going to be able to buy this
That was the lingering feeling I had. We started with my guild. I got slotted into this group to start doing dungeon grinding. It lasted a couple hours before a couple of the players started flaking, and I thought, like, I wonder if there's just, like, a general attitude across the player base that just says, you know, I don't care to do this unless I'm doing this with people I care to do it with. But even then, is it even worth it? Because, like, I'm spending all this time trying to get the best in slot, whether it's for PvP, PvE, both, all, everything. All this achievement, only to have that achievement diminished when they feel that they've exhausted the opportunity for players who care, and then make it very easily achieved for new players, or I should say newly acquired customers. It's a really disappointing model that just makes you want to leave. And then this whole thing with Blizzard and the state of California. On top of that, that's like the straw that broke the camel's back. It's like, you know what? Now my attitude towards the company as a whole is just really
officially through Blizzard's cash shop with no risk of a ban. I know to a lot of you it's not a big deal. Whatever, that's you. I acknowledge that you exist, but I think it's fair to acknowledge that I and many others also exist. And if your group
Yeah, true. Like, I think that people, if you think that buying things with pay to win with the WoW token is okay, I cannot express how wrong I think you are.
how is that a game? Show me, like, when you go to play baseball, do you have to pay the first baseman to let you be safe? No. You have to use effort and merit and skill and athleticism. And you get to the base before he handles the ball and tags you out.
But I do know that you exist, and I am so sorry.
with what I'm saying here, I encourage you to let your voice be heard and show everyone just how much you supposedly don't exist. I make this video not just to express my own voice, but to the countless voices no one can hear anymore because they've moved on and were just labeled as haters.
Yeah, now
Right.
they're
Them
cat
being
girls.
my friends, by the way, which is another reason I'm quitting.
Aw.
Friends I did the rank 14 grind with, casual friends.
So I hate it. Let's look and see who all these guys are.
Just like I said, if you don't have people to experience it with, and for me, it was more just because I had friends to generally experience the game with, but there wasn't a sense of togetherness. There was just us periodically updating each other about little bits of progress we had made as individuals. But obviously, I was the least of all in the group motivated to do it because of these lingering thoughts. These things that are coming to the game down the line that are just making me ask, why am I doing this in the first place?
That's another reason I'm quitting. Friends I did the rank.
So I like this guy. This guy's okay. Geomar. Oh, this guy I played classic WoW beta with.
14
This
grind
guy
with,
was okay.
casual.
Bro, there was this one mage, and like he and I would get in fights every single time that we were in pre-mates together. That shit was funny, man. It was fucking funny. Colon Rampage? No, Colon Rampage was good. I was okay with him. I thought he was a
Friends,
human for some
players
reason.
from all levels of gameplay have quit due to the cash shop. So even if I were to personally look past all of this, my experience would still be lesser because I now have
Damn.
less friends playing.
Yeah.
I know that this is a cliche of every YouTube channel that's ever existed, but I don't
True.
take pleasure in shitting on things. You may find it
Right.
entertaining. I personally don't enjoy it. That's not to say it shouldn't be talked about. After all, it seems to be the only way to get things changed, as evidenced by them lowering their completely ludicrous $35 charge and cloning your classic character down to 15.
I remember that.
See,
Forgot
now
all
you're only
about
getting
that.
screwed a little bit instead of a lot. Thanks for putting the player first, Blizzard. By
Thanks,
the way,
Blizzard.
am I the only person who sees something wrong here? There are like 5 level 60s playing on these classic era servers at any given point, so why are they even charging people for it? Forget
Right.
raiding and battlegrounds. It's hard to even form a dungeon group at this point. The game is nigh unplayable, so how about a widget showing how many players are currently online before you charge people $15 to unlock?
Because if they showed you that, and the number said 6.5 because one guy's level 2 and it's a bot,
Right.
then nobody would fucking buy it.
Right.
That's why. It's actually so simple.
And they probably haven't checked, but they failed to realize how many of the active players in a server are bots. And it's a weird proportion.
They're doing it to extract money from the players.
Right.
I knew this was going to happen with the classic servers. I knew they were going to die. I knew that nobody was going to play on them. Everybody did. And that's
Yeah.
why they charge people.
Everyone in my circle was like, yo, are you going to copy your character? Are you going to get like your priest or something over there? Are you going to like, play the warrior? Or like, do you want to do all the characters? Like, what's your plan? And I'm like, do you think anybody's going to play era servers? Because I don't. That's my prediction. And lo and behold, it was like dead on arrival. So surprising to me. Maybe there was like, I guess, a couple select guilds who are probably going at it and having a good time, but that's not really what Blizzard designed when they came out with that option. Because those are just servers, right? Like literal computer servers that have to be active and running for customers to be able to play on them. And like those servers are just going to get shut down, clearly.
Fuel money is because they're like, listen, if you want to.
You know what actually kind of excites me is that if there's enough attrition from classic WoW and they just shut those down, private classic WoW servers might become a thing again, where they're actually just like not pay to win and people just are in a private community and enjoy the game for what it was, like before all of this money and greed.
Want to play this fucking game, you've got to pay at least like a $15 fee for the fucking server, because
Right.
we're going to be dealing with this shit forever, and we don't want to because we know y'all ain't going to play on it. And then people are like, oh no, yeah we will, yeah we will, yeah we will, and they don't, because I'm
Right.
fucking obvious.
Like the characters they've already leveled and geared. No? Asking too much? Okay, just so we're clear here. How often is it that the player base feels like they have to fight for the game against the very people running it? It's
Every day.
exhausting.
That was the battle
Gameplay
for
first
Azeroth.
should be in the best interest of both parties. What's gameplay first about paying money to skip 57 levels of character progression? And if your response is improved accessibility, isn't it this very same gameplay destroying accessibility that Current has been suffering from for the last decade? That's
And you know what's interesting is they've designed this model at Blizzard for selling boosts for their characters to get to the end of the game, because in most people's opinion, it's the end of the game. But as they disclosed in that survey that got leaked recently, in regards to what customers might prefer in terms of improvements on the game, they're asking things like, would you prefer that we do like a seasonal reset where everybody goes back to like level 1 and has to like start anew and just turn it into like some kind of an esport to whoever levels the fastest and like beats Molten Core and then Naxxramas and all that jazz? Is that like the plan in their mind, is to just recycle content as long as we're willing to pay money? It's just such an abusive relationship that they've developed with their customers, and so many of their customers are emotionally attached, and Blizz Activision is willing to exploit that for every dollar it's worth.
Yeah, it's fucking obvious it's trash. Oh, making things more accessible. Yeah, sure, by invalidating the work of the people who got it before it was accessible.
Right.
This is exactly right.
away an audience large enough to populate 70 servers for a 15-year-old version of their game in the first place. It's just so fruitless, and no one can say I didn't try. I mean, when you take the time to make a 1-hour
did.
video saying
We watched
that
this
the level
entire
boost
thing.
isn't the end of it, and
Yep.
next will be mounts,
Yeah.
pets, toys, and so on, and in return people call you a conspiracy theorist,
Yep.
call you Alex Jones, and then like a week later, oh shit. Well, I for one am shocked. I mean, what could go wrong in putting your faith in a company that's already gone back on their word multiple
They
times?
literally just lied
Yeah.
about it. I mean, I don't know why this is hard to expect that they're going to keep doing more of it. There's
Right.
really not anything else more to it than that.
It's in their
Or
interest.
maybe showing basic math, like 2 + 2 = 4, and that bots will abuse the level boost.
Yep.
And then people reply, nah fam, 2 + 2 = -17. It's not
I remember watching Mad Season Show's video about this and telling everyone I know that this is going to be terrible because every time they do even if they single out bots and ban them, the bots are making so much money that they'll just buy new accounts and those accounts will be eligible for level boosts and they can immediately start farming. It's allowing them to circumvent the process, but it's also letting some of the money that is being lost in profit by the bots to go directly into the pocket of Blizzard. That's the strategy. They're profiteering.
viable to skip 57 levels of progression. Well, apparently they invested into the
And to Asmongold's point, well, the fact that you're offering level boosts to skip content suggests that the content you're allowing all these players to skip sucks. Make it better. Not a bad argument.
name change service and switched to Harry Houdini because ever since screenshots like this came out, they've magically disappeared.
What is this, Bernard?
The reason why people think that is because they're stupid and they don't know anything about the game. Mad Season and me, we've played the game for
Swipe
15
Lord
years.
420.
We know what's going to happen whenever a change is put in the game. I love this video. And they're all boosted Andes, man. Yeah, anybody could have seen this. All boosted Andes.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
They cannot see the things that will hurt them.
Uh-oh.
I've spared them that. Their lives are blissful. In a way, their existence is purer than ours. Freed of the burden of self-doubt.
I don't understand.
You're a fucking monster.
Or how the old world is now abandoned because players feel a little silly leveling in a completely barren world.
Yeah.
Where there's a big button on the login screen that sends you straight to the Outland.
Man, I want to play Super Nintendo and N64 so bad whenever I watch videos like this.
Of course,
Yeah, I mean, the button saves you 200 hours. You'd have to make a quarter an hour at your job. You would make more working at a sweatshop in a third world country than buying the boost than you would leveling yourself.
this is also due to dungeon boosting, but even though that's harder
That's
to do
why people
now,
buy it.
it's gotten way worse. 90% of the Alliance, if they boost, do so at level 15
Streamer.
and higher, as that's the minimum level to enter the stockades. Therefore, Westfall, the most popular Alliance leveling zone to get to 15, is a good example to provide. Here's Westfall before the boosts were added,
Oh, wow.
and here's Westfall in the afternoon on one of the most populated servers after the boosts. And the expansion is still fresh. This is when the game gets the biggest influx of new players. And
Right.
it's
What a
dead world
loser.
On one of the most populated
What a
servers.
loser not
These aren't
boosting.
Nostradamus level predictions. Anyone who wasn't willing to throw away common sense and over a decade of history could have made these predictions. But
Anybody could have. Literally fucking anybody could have assumed this was going to happen. Yeah, the Draenei, the only reason the Draenei wasn't boosted is because he couldn't. And it's just so sad. It's so fucking sad, man. And the worst thing about it is you have the dick riders. And what I mean by dick riders is I mean people that ride Blizzard's dick literally, not
Emotionally invested, really love the product since they were young, and they just don't know any better. They're like, well, why would the company do this to us? They owe us as customers, and they're gonna do what's in the interest of us. No, they're not. They're mistreating you.
physical. Like they would. They will post their profiles or their like fan art that they commissioned of their character, and their
Oh, no.
character looks stupid, and this is what they do with their life, and they can't bear to hear anything bad about their video game, because if they do hear that, they'll think to themselves, oh my god, I just wasted the last 10 years of my life.
Sadly,
I've seen some cute art of people's WoW characters. I'm not gonna discredit that.
even with everyone collectively agreeing that bots had overrun the game, it
Yeah.
wasn't enough. And
Oh,
now that it's
man.
in, it's here to stay.
Yeah.
They're actually getting to level 60 now to make themselves look a little bit less obvious. Oh, another one. Here we go. Quick inspects.
Oh wow.
Full communal.
Oh wow.
Another one.
Bro, that guy's good.
Varani.
Damn.
Exactly the same talents as all the other bots.
Damn.
And they always
And-
sprint back inside.
Oh, they're also in stealth, so they'll be less detected by other players and less likely to get reported. And that's probably also why they sprint inside, so they can minimize the amount of time that they're in the outside world and detectable by other players. That's what
Wow.
they're doing. That's why, yeah, that's what it is, man. TBC
one.
hype, TBC hype.
Nothing.
And you see this stuff so early on that you're just like, fuck this. I'm out. And that's how I feel.
Jesus. I've only been standing here for a few minutes. Another one. Night Elf.
Ooh.
Bring it to me. Oh, yeah. You're really-
Like, if
you're
people are
really
just gonna
calling everyone
ruin
else
the
with that now.
experience,
All
then
the
let it be
bots, 2,
ruined.
3.
Bro, I see all these like fucking spectral people, and I feel like it's Aragorn's army in fucking The Return of the King. The fucking army of the undead. Just one after another.
Slaughter.
Oh, God.
The character boost has already damaged the game irreparably,
Yeah.
and if/when they release the token, it'll mount even further. So again, this is me. I personally am unwilling
he
to go
tweeted
through it
that.
again. Yeah, they are a business,
like that
and
tweet.
yeah, it's their right to earn money at the cost of gameplay, but it's also my
Yeah.
right to unsubscribe
That's
because the
right.
product they provide is now compromised
Show
past the
is.
point.
Mine. Hang on a second. Now I'm curious. Yeah. We're like so close. Mine's done on August 29th. I was just like, dude, same. I've got like time in the bank and I'm just like, screw it. Screw it.
Point of playability. Clearly, speaking up against it isn't enough,
Yeah.
so the only route left is to speak with your wallet. They ostracized a community large enough to warrant over 70 servers for a
Man, Golden Gun is such a good game. What the hell?
recreation of a 15-year-old version of their game. Just try to wrap your head around that for a moment, and when you do, try to wrap your head around the fact that they're now doing it for a second time. I mean, if I truly wanted to turn my channel into a shit on Blizzard channel, it would be trivial. It writes itself at
There's
this point.
too many of them. Yeah, and also there you don't need to do that because you can just watch my channel and you get all of them together because I'll watch all of the videos. So you don't need to find any other ones. Somebody said good riddance because Mad Season sounds like he has a dick in his mouth. Listen, I'd rather have a random dick in my mouth than Blizzard's dick, okay?
Imagine being paid in gift cards that you can redeem towards the company that you were working for instead of actual money. Because of COVID hitting and this overly wealthy company that could probably afford to pay you proper pays you in gift cards because they'd rather see the money recycle right back to them.
I see you in chat talking shit, okay? Talking shit. Good riddance. Don't make excuses for dog shit. I'm sure they're really looking out for your best fucking interest whenever they add in WoW tokens and boosts. I don't give a shit about you.
Exactly.
But it's just not what I want my content to be. I mean, of course, why would you surround yourself with things that annoy you?
Yeah.
It's a pretty normal reaction. It's not the atmosphere I want to set for the channel, but you're put into this awkward position. Do you continue to do this and share your true feelings and thoughts? Do you stick true to your subscribers in this way, even if it takes the channel into a direction you don't want to go in? Or do you sit down, shut up, and mute yourself because you don't want to churn waters and turn your channel into an outrage machine? You should have seen this video in its first draft. It was over an hour long. I was going ham, but I had a change of heart.
Yeah.
If my heart's behind something, I want it to be an expression of
I'm
love.
so sad. I'm so sad the first one was not uploaded. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I would have loved to have seen that one.
Of care and passion that this game used to give me, not the frustration and disappointment that it now gives me.
Yeah.
Right.
So, negative honest.
And that's the biggest part for me, is that with all the progress that I've made for myself physically and mentally, I don't want to use leisurely time playing something I thought I was going to really enjoy and instead only be met with constant frustration and just like this impending disappointment. Might as well just rip off the Band-Aid and move on.
Or positive indifference. These are the two paths that have been laid before me for the past few months. And I refuse
Mad
to go
Season
down
cut?
either.
Yeah.
I instead choose to carve my own.
Right.
The passion of the neckbeard.
The second reason for my quitting is, for all intents and purposes, this is a classic channel. As mentioned, I quit playing current.
Yeah.
I don't really have an interest in that. Classic overall, I enjoy more, but there's a drawback, and I've known this ever since I made the transition.
It's
That's the
finite.
fact that classic is classic. It's a solved game.
Yeah.
It's a beaten game. Therefore, in the long run,
There's only
it just
so much
doesn't
that you
lend
can do.
itself very well to a YouTube channel. There's an eventual finish line of things that I can talk about, and while I feel like I haven't reached it yet, there's a ton of stuff I still want to talk about. It just makes sense to put an end to it before I reach that point. I have, at this point, over 600 videos about World of Warcraft. I'm very proud of that number. These videos were
That's a
created
lot.
with a passion behind them.
I've watched 600
one that's
of his
been
videos
waning
about
due
World
to
of
the
Warcraft.
aforementioned circumstances. In running a YouTube channel or a stream or any form of online entertainment, there are a lot of abstract things that the viewers don't really see. One of the most important being passion. It's the reason why we get out of bed in the morning. It's the reason why we care for things and people. It's the tinder that lights the fire and keeps it burning bright. And it's important in the realm of content creation because the more passionate someone is about something, the better the end product is. For example, you have two streamers. One is completely miserable, they're not engaged. It looks like the last place that they want to be in the entire world is in that chair in front of that camera. And you have streamer 2 who's having the time of their life. They're clearly enjoying what they do, glad to be a part of the community.
Yeah, I think that's very true. You can definitely have people who, Zach Rar. Wait, what do you mean, Zach Rar? I'm so confused. What do y'all think that I hate streaming? Is that it? Which one of me hates streaming and which one of me likes streaming? Zach hates it. Both. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, okay? If you want to really know the truth, it's both for both. I have a love-hate relationship with streaming, and I've had that for years. And there are a lot of things that I love about streaming and a lot of things that I do not.
Built, excited for the future, happy. The show that Streamer 2 puts out, unless you're into misery porn, is superior to the show that Streamer 1 puts out.
True.
If you care about something more, you care about putting more effort into it.
True.
It's the same with videos.
True. Oh, man.
Think about what you're talking about more,
Yep.
run it by other people,
Yep.
get other people's perspective,
True.
and learn new editing tricks if you're passionate about it.
Very true.
You can say
Yeah.
it with anything in life, really, and everyone relates to this in some way. So that's where I stand right now. I feel really frustrated and stifled creatively because I've started to lose that passion, not for video editing, but rather for the subject matter, World of Warcraft. And if I were to continue to force myself into it, it would just result in the videos becoming less and less
It'd be
interesting,
dog shit.
less entertaining, and lacking passion. It hasn't gotten to that for me yet, but I can feel it coming.
Yeah.
So what I need to do is to channel my energies into other things, of which there are plenty. I already have a bunch of stuff finished in script form, but I haven't put in the time because I just preferred to spend it with Classic. But now
Good for
with
him.
the level boost and the revving of the microtransaction chainsaw in the distance, the scales are tipping. I have no idea what'll happen, or if you guys will even like it. Some of it is out there, not gonna lie. Got some pretty weird shit coming your way. I fully expect
good.
after posting this video that this is goodbye to a lot of people. But before you head out, I want you to leave with my sincere and undying thank you for the time that you've given me over the past 6 years.
Damn.
Time is the most important thing
No
in
stupid
life
boys
that you
allowed.
can spend, and the amount of people I've reached over the years is something that's so incredibly special to me, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. It's something I'm very proud of. Back in the day when YouTube was first starting up, I was the
The good
viewer
days.
who, when a certain channel released a video, it made my day. It turned
Yeah.
a shitty day into a good one, no matter what.
Dude, I
Holy
remember being on
crap.
this exact screen, man. Like,
I remember being in the school library and I'm just huddled around with my friends and we're all just watching some hilarious video and then the librarian's coming in like, the hell are you boys watching? The hell's going on here? I don't know why I disappeared there. Is it because I pressed the space bar? Yeah, it is. My bad. I went to pause the video and he paused the video, which was helpful. But the librarian's like, what are you guys watching? There's a hilarious YouTube video. What's YouTube?
like this exact screen, laying in bed with
I remember when YouTube was like this novel thing for the older generation, where it was like Pokemon becoming Pokemon. You know what I mean?
Jeff watching WoW Hobbs and being like, bro, do you want to watch the new Athene video after this? Like, yeah, man. Dude, do you think your mom will order us pizza? Can she order pizza to the house, man? Oh, dude, that'd be so good. Yeah, man. Those were the beautiful good old days, man. Flashbacks, yeah, it makes me fucking depressed to think about it. I'll be honest. I was so happy then. It was great.
What was
Yeah.
going on, so having known this perspective, to be that channel for other people is
Yeah.
something I'm very grateful for to
Absolutely.
provide, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Well, almost anything. I will trade it for my personal happiness because, as I've explained, I think it's just the best thing for everyone involved. So
I agree with
have
that.
no idea what'll happen, but I follow my heart in all things in life, and this is what my heart is telling me. The fact that this channel exists at all is a result of me following my heart. The only thing I do know is that I'd rather have a channel that's dead instead of one that isn't alive.
I like the way he
Okay.
put that.
All right.
That was poetic, Asmongold. I loved that. I agree. I like having a dead channel. But it's alive with me.
I got it. True.
The third and final reason for me quitting is the biggest one, even bigger than the previous 2 points. It has nothing to do with the game, YouTube, or anything like that. It's a very personal one, and I'm gonna keep it that way. I've bared my heart up until this point, but this is where I'll draw the line. A trap that I feel a lot of content creators fall into is that they overshare. They let go of too much personal information about themselves or their personal life.
Yeah, you
their
guys know too much about me.
And unfortunately, it's later used against them in various ways. And from the beginning, I promised myself that I wouldn't cross that line.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Nah.
reasons why you haven't seen my face. As far as you guys know, I'm just another voice in the ether.
It could
A
be a girl
government
with a voice
text-to-speech
changer.
program meant to spy on all of you
Yeah.
and collect data. But there was a
True.
glitch in my code, and I just sort of talked about World of Warcraft for
I'm
6
getting
years.
nervous.
Saying it's been tough is an understatement, but it's given me a lot of perspective of the value of time and how we need to use it in the best way that we possibly can. No exceptions, no compromises, no settling. On YouTube and out of YouTube, I want to do things that matter. I want to make things that are close to my heart and share
Yeah.
things I'm passionate about and meet people who share those passions. Ultimately, I feel like I don't get that anymore from World of Warcraft, so ultimately, I'm moving on. It's a decision that brings all sorts of emotions. I'm sad because I'm moving on from something that's been a part of my life for the past 16 years. I'm
That's
sad that I'm
crazy.
leaving behind the people playing it. I'm sad that I'll be leaving the World of Warcraft community. But I'm excited
really
for all
sad
of the
about
free
that,
time
though?
I now have because, goddamn, MMOs are time consuming.
They sure
And
are.
I'm excited to get into things I've been putting off for years and sharing that with you all and seeing what this next step of life has to offer. But most of all, I'm relieved.
Man,
over.
that slideshow.
The Frodo, you know.
I want to give
That
my
was
thanks
beautiful.
to you, the viewer, for giving me the time, as you've done so many times.
Oh,
I want to
damn.
thank my fellow content creators in the World of Warcraft community. You guys know who you are. Behind the scenes, it's just a group of friends or like-minded people.
Rich
I know
on
we
the
all
phone.
disagree with each other in various things
Oh, look
sometimes,
who it
but I've
is.
always had a great respect for the care and passion that they've shown, and I
Yeah.
wish them nothing but the best in their future endeavors. In closing, I want to say that I'm not here to take away from anyone's fun or enjoyment. If you're enjoying yourself, good. It's nice to have things in life that you enjoy, but it's
Yeah.
also not nice to have things in life that you enjoy taken away from you, which is
Right.
why this video exists. For me, at this point, I feel like the bad outweighs the good, and why pay $15 a month for that? I'm sorry if this disappoints you, but hey, disappointment is my middle name.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure where I was going with that. Hang on, let me redo.
Aw. Aw, dude. Unregistered Hypercam 2.
Fraps.
It's good.
This is gonna make me cry, man. Farewell for now, mortals. $50 KP minus.
Shit, man.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, that's what he said at the end of every video.
You are not prepared.
Dark.
Oh, dude, 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Ah, level 18.
Dude, from YTM&D? Oh my god, yes. Epic mount for an epic
You
mount.
are not prepared.
We're too late. This entire city must be purged.
True. Arthas did nothing wrong. It was so good, wasn't it?
At long last, no king rules forever, my son.
I was so hyped for Cataclysm, man. I really was. It was so badass. Yeah.
To ask why we fight is to ask why we
Do we really have to put this one in there?
Why do we fight?
Do we have to?
Preserve balance and bring harmony.
Oh no.
For the Alliance.
Summon daily?
Oh, hey there, champion. You got some more azurite for your Uncle Magni?
I do the maiden's blood desire.
Jesus. I used to have one of those TVs.
VCR.
Farewell for now, mortals. We hope you enjoyed today's video.
Look at the fucking follow up. Oh man, it was so good, wasn't it? It used to be so good, and there was never a point where like it was like, oh yeah, it won't be good. Nobody ever really thought about it. Like it was just like a given. You know what I mean? It was like a given. Like, okay, you know, you're gonna have WoW. It's gonna be good. They need to, in my opinion, I think they just need to reinvent the whole game, and as well as the company. Like they need to just redo everything. Like it's just like there's so much wrong with it. Like I mean, honestly, like yeah. A Realm Reborn. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, that's what Cataclysm should have been. It fired Jalen Brack. Nah, the game was bad before him, man. It's not his fault. Like, it's no one person's fault. Like, there's not one person. There's not, like, this fucking evil person at Blizzard, you know, fucking, you know, twiddling his little mustache hairs. Hee, let's add another daily. Ooh, another daily, boys. Oh, boy. How about another weekly quest? No, that's not what it is. Bobby doesn't even give a fuck, man. He probably doesn't even know what the max level in WoW is. Like, really, Bobby probably doesn't even know what the max level in WoW is. And I'm not kidding. I bet he fucking doesn't. There's no reason to even think about this. Like, it has nothing to do with it, man. He has nothing to fucking do with it. So keep that in mind. I'd rather have a dead channel than one that's not alive. Follow my favorite monotone voice, whatever content he has planned for us. Videos have been an absolute inspiration. Spit my drink out. Thanks for the amazing content. WoW was lucky to have you as a creator. I'm not sub to WoW, I'm sub to Mad Season. So wait, the WoW token is really just a way to hunt whales. Always has been. Just give us Nostalrius back. No, I don't want another classic WoW. Like, please don't give us another classic WoW and think that's a solution. Please don't do that, because it's not. We've already played through the game. The game's fucking dog shit. Like,
yeah.
It's a good game in a million ways, and it's a bad game in 500,000 ways.
Right.
I don't want to play a game that's bad in 500,000 ways, okay? I want a new game that's good, period. I am so sick of playing bad games. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, right. I want to play a good game. It's just Final Fantasy 14. Oh, that's a good idea. That is a very, very good idea. All right.